Welcome to this car flow. I just wanted to pop on and connect in with the guides. And you guys haven't seen these videos before, welcome. Welcome back if you have. My intention is unity and oneness. When I'm doing these videos, when I'm in the car, someone wants to get over. I just go into this space. One of the things I get asked a lot is about meditation. And I do a lot of different types of meditation. And I wouldn't say, obviously, while I'm driving, I'm meditating. But one of the things I do is I kind of drop into this flow, I guess, if you want to call it that, just state of awareness. When you're in that state of flow, you can kind of allow your whole environment to speak with you, to you, through you. And that's kind of what I like to do. It's very soothing for me and exhilarating at the same time. So I'm just going to play with this for a little bit and just kind of see what wants to come through. That might be helpful for the collective. Although there's a lot of places I want to go in general about some of the things I've been seeing and experiencing. Light language wants to come through right now, so here we go. Bea ho ko shine kai makai e shik ea bakuaha nene shi puanaha e shikaim ak aeneti ishine kai makuaha e shu ye nene yawaha makuaha ish ine wakuaha ine yashune. And it is difficult to linearize light language, as it is difficult at this time to linearize many of the synchronicities, ahas, and different influences that are flowing in. For each of us has activated and opened from within different synchronizations that allow us to sync up differently in the field, through our field, that allow us to feel into different feelings and chronos. So that's a play on words. We experience time differently, chronologically. One person goes through their day and their day goes by quickly. Another person goes through their day and their day goes by slow. And so that in itself is an example of how each of us is living our lives in different ways, in different realities. We live our lives realistically in different ways. And so the more and more we come to understand this, the more and more we come to the understanding that we are each individually responsible for how we manage our own reality, for how we manage our own time. And as we do this, the way in which we experience time will fluctuate, and also how advanced we become will activate faster from one perspective. Yet we will be more aware of our activities, actions, and therefore what we are accomplishing or moving towards will become clearer. One of the questions becomes, how can I get where I want to go? While others question, where do I want to go? And others question, how do I know where I want to go? And others question, how do I know where I want to go? And how do I get there? And so on and so forth. We are all at different stages of our inner awareness. Yet each of us is working together in this existence as a collective on this interface or through this interface that we call Earth. We're using many different languages here because some are more computer related, as in AI and advanced technology and such, and others are more organically related. And we would invite you to play with these ideas and concepts, because when we use the linguistics or lingo of computer language, we invite you to recognize that you created the computer language through the organic template that is you. There are some that would disagree, and this is fine. This is their reality. This is how they choose to see reality. And it is through that individuated viewpoint. I'm seeing like when you look at something and it's a point in a space, that's what they're looking towards, that's what they're looking at, that's what they're focusing on. And therefore, that's how they interpret the spectrum of reality that they are operating within. It is through this that we are able to blend and merge different concepts and different views, if you will. So we invite you not to get confused, although there will be moments that are very confusing. I'm being called to play with that word. Confusing. Confusing. Like I'm seeing a fusion, right? Singing. And I'm seeing like all these different songs that are playing at the same time that are causing us to, I'm hearing that song, Losing My Mind. Is it the Pixies that sing that? Oh boy, I got a car going way under the speed limit in front of me. An example of people living in different realities. Some people live in a reality in which you should go the speed limit, and others don't care, whether that be high or low, over the speed limit or under the speed limit. So we are reflecting back to you these reflections because we invite you to see there are many different reflections reflecting back to you. And as you stare, if you will, back at what you are seeing, you are feeling what it is that is staring back at you. So we would invite you to see with more feeling. We would invite you to feel your feelings. And the more you feel your feelings, the more you begin to sometimes be confused. Yet confusion is a step, one might say, towards the light. And I'm seeing blinded by the light. I'm also seeing like, I'm hearing that song, Praise the Lord, I saw the light. And so, sorry, I'm just laughing because in front of me, but literally I was thinking this because there's a new paradigm, there's a new shift, it's a paradigm shift. And so there's confusion before we have that new conclusion. So it's not like it's an ending, but it's like, oh, I see what's going on. I can get out of the confusion and come into a bit more balanced resolution. And what I'm seeing is a triangle paradigm. And I'm also seeing a reference to 7D. So seventh dimension, seventh dimensional awareness. Earlier, I had done a video that I have to edit, which so you might not see that one for a while. But it was about the July energies. Hopefully I get it out in July. And what I was being shown is we are, it's that whole 6-minute abs, 7-minute abs. I use this reference a lot because I think it's hilarious. You guys haven't seen Zoolander, stupidly funny. But like in Zoolander, this guy's got that brilliant idea of 7-minute abs. And they're like, well, what if you make 6-minute abs? Then what? And he's like, 6 minutes. And he goes kind of, he can't fathom that idea. He's kind of a nutcase anyways. But part of the reason I'm bringing this up is we've got this many dimensional awarenesses that are coming in and will oscillate back and forth between them. Sometimes our reality will be very heavy and will be in a dense type frequency because we're dealing with matter. We're dealing with heavy matters. And other times we feel light and vibrant and things just synchronicities happen all around us. But what I'm also seeing is that's happening at right now as both. So we're bridges into these different dimensions. And so as we bridge together these dimensional frequencies, we become more aware of multiple realities simultaneously, for we are not living within just one. Oftentimes we are one, yet we are living and weaving through multiple versions of realities consistently. And the more consistently we can open our eyes to see through resonance, coherence, we become available. We become available for more. And the distortions clear, the distractions become clear. The distortions and distractions become clear. it does not mean that we do not see distortion and distraction. It means that we are able to move through them with more devotion. This is a play on words. I'm hearing devotees, and I'm seeing like we become more focused and aware of these realities. We become more focused and aware. And through this awareness, I'm hearing hit the high keys. Now, this is a play on words because I don't know why they're using the word keys instead of notes. Obviously, because it rhymed is part of it, but it means multiple things. So I'm being called to share that with you guys. Like, for when I say keys, I see obviously something that unlocks something, but it's also a play on words and reference to music in general. You know, when you hit those high notes, as an example, something about when we hit those highs, it's a key to unlocking. I'm hearing unlocking and redistributing the lower frequencies. So what it does is it unlocks us from these stuck keys. I'm hearing Alicia Keys. What song does, oh, you guys, this is how my guys work, at least. They love to play with music and tones and linguistics because it's in everything. So as I said, Alicia Keys, there's that song, and I'm not even going to try to re-sing it because her voice is outstanding, and I really can't carry a key from one perspective. But she sings that song, I Keep Falling in and Out of Love with You. And it's like this looping pattern. So they're playing with that song, like that's the song. It's like I keep, and it's also us falling in and out of love with our reality. So if we're not coherent, we get stuck in the chaos and we look around and we hate things, or we get angry and we get frustrated. But if we can hit those higher keys, they unlock our ability to see and get out of the looping pattern. And so it's not a matter of necessarily everything being what we want it to be. It's not necessarily that our neighbors are all going to get along right now. I mean, we are working towards that. But let's be realistic with, again, I'm seeing like a hop, skip, and a jump. Like we are making leaps, but we still have to close out old, certain things have to close out. Otherwise, it's a fallout, is what I'm hearing. So it's kind of like, again, I'm going to see this paradigm. I got to see what this says. Ooh, so funny. I'm just laughing. Anyway, so what it is we're not tearing everything down. It's obviously about building. We're creating a new paradigm. Wow, we're slowly dismantling the old paradigm. Sometimes it's going to fall away in chunks. And you guys, it's not just about what we're seeing in reality, it's about our own lives. And other times it's going to be little bits, you know? Okay. So as we allow ourselves to do this, I'm hearing a restless heart. Probably another song. Restless heart. Should be a song. But like some of people are very restless. And part of the reason people are very restless is because they can see the new reality. They can see it. It's right there. We can feel it. And the reason we can feel it is because it already exists. And that's the stickler. Like that's the crux of it. And that's what's so frustrating for so many of us who are living in that multidimensional reality. It's a paradox. So it's like we're in two places at once, and we're learning how to navigate in this confusing time. We sense that something's on its way because it's already here. And that can be really challenging. And so what I'm being shown is the more we can get back into our own coherence, our own inner state of unification, right? And recognize that as we do this, we unify the whole. And again, that has to do with mathematics because I'm seeing a whole pie. I'm seeing the radius of a circle. I'm seeing a triangle, which is ironic because I'm driving behind a triangle right now. Actually, yeah, I look at it, it's several triangles, but and so then we're able to land and find our footing as we come to these crossroads a bit more gracefully. But we're going to feel off at times. It's going to feel like things just aren't adding up because we're not quite able to match in the puzzle piece, we're the puzzle piece, into the and fit it to where we really need, where we see us going. I'm hearing like, I don't know why I'm hearing no fly zone. So it's almost like we've got to go in different routes sometimes because we're not able to fly exactly where we want to fly yet, or where we want to go, or how we want to get there. We have to find, right now, we're just trying to figure out what fits. And the only way that we're going to do this is partly through us just letting go, allowing for this to kind of unfold. And again, I'm seeing coming back to the beginning of whatever I said at the beginning of this video. I can't remember. But I'm just being shown it allows us to kind of see through the distortions more clearly. So it doesn't mean that we're going to see reflecting back to us exactly what we want to see as our neighbors. Like, I want peace in the world. How come my neighbors are so loud all the time and they fight? Or, it drives me crazy. Or why are we still have war on earth? Again, do you have peace within you? Are you fighting with your family? Are you fighting with a loved one? Are you fighting with yourself? Of course, we have those moments because we're human and we have polarity and we have individuality. And so part of this is about us accepting our differences, accepting individuality, and realizing reality is not going to look exactly like I think it should. However, energetically, it could reflect back to us exactly what we'd like it to feel like. So what I'm being shown is we might see terrible things happening on television. We might be going through terrible things, but this will shift. And as these things shift, it'll happen faster. I'm being shown, like, obviously the less division, that we have. Obviously, the less division that we have, the less it'll reflect back to us. But it also has to do with us being divided in ourselves. So what the biggest message is that I'm seeing is that really it's about us. Well, it's always about us. It's about us doing what we need to do to know thyself. Time and time again, this is what, the guides are always saying, know thyself. It's about us doing what we need to do to make the changes in our lives that will, as a group, have the most impact on everyone else's lives. So again, it's not about them, it's about us. Once we realize that, we start to see more of what we want to see. And I know this seems very simple and, oh, well, Carrie, that's easier said than done. And it's true because we've been so embedded in an old structure. So again, I'm hearing network, but we're the network that's holding that old structure together. And I'm just being shown whether we realize it or not. So it's important to put down, I'm being shown right now a diagram like, okay, a football plan.